You'll rue the day you crossed me, Trebek.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest celebrity Jeopardy moments on SNL.
Let go of the pickle.
But I want a pickle.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most dead-on impressions, questionable answers, and savage zingers from this classic recurring sketch. What's your favorite celebrity Jeopardy moment? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Martin Short as Jerry Lewis. The first Celebrity Jeopardy sketch introduced staples like Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek and Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery. Their characterizations are slightly different, with Trebek appearing more optimistic and Connery less antagonistic. Norm Macdonald is also present as Burt Reynolds, but the most eccentric personality is Martin Short's Jerry Lewis.
If I remember correctly, Alex, that would be dancing for ladies' night!
Short captures Lewis at his most over-the-top, from the unhinged mannerisms to the obnoxious laugh. Lewis can't stand still, even abandoning his podium during Final Jeopardy, but he returns for one last zany bit.
Joining us this evening.
I was in the little boy's room! Oh boy, I didn't mean to do that.
Funnily, Short previously appeared in a similar SCTV sketch called Halfwits, which inspired Macdonald when conceiving Celebrity Jeopardy. Macdonald waited for Short to host to, quote, ask permission to steal from Eugene Levy, who wrote Halfwits. He happily agreed. Number 9. Amy Poehler as Sharon Osbourne. 4 years after Horatio Sanz brought Ozzy Osbourne to Celebrity Jeopardy, Amy Poehler competed as the Prince of Darkness's better half. She also brought her dog Minnie along for the occasion. Poehler's enthusiasm as Osbourne perfectly contrasts Ferrell's deadpan delivery as Trebek. One is full of life, while the other is clearly dead inside. Despite Trebek urging her to select the automatic points category, Osbourne challenges herself with something more difficult. Well, difficult by Celebrity Jeopardy contestant standards.
Sharon Osbourne.
How many fingers is he holding up, Minnie? Minnie says you're holding up 7.
When Sharon fails to tell the difference between 3 and 7, she responds the only way that an Osbourne can, with a tirade of bleeps. If you think that's dirty, you should see what she wrote for Final Jeopardy. Actually, you can't because it's censored.
Sharon Osbourne, see what you wrote? Oh, my Lord. That's the filthiest word I've ever seen.
Yes, well, Minnie wrote it. Hooray!
Number 8. Jimmy Fallon as Nicolas Cage. Jimmy Fallon popped up in 6 Celebrity Jeopardy sketches, his French Stewart impression being one highlight. As Adam Sandler, Fallon became the first person to impersonate a former SNL cast member on the show. However, the unbearable weight of Fallon's massive talent was most apparent in his Nicolas Cage impression.
You got lights, you got cameras, bitchin' technology!
Fallon gets the Cage look down with untamable chest hair creeping out of his shirt collar. It's the dramatic voice and mannerisms where Fallon shines the most, channeling Cage with such charisma that we wouldn't be surprised if he took his face off.
Mr. Cage, you're in the lead, so we'll start with you.
Who? Why? Where?
Despite his incompetence, Fallon's Cage comes out on top with an impressive $8. They'll need that money to replace his podium, which was gone in 60 seconds. Okay, last Cage pun.
We'll start with you, Mr. Cage. You wrote, and your podium is gone.
I know where it went. I'm confused.
You lost your podium.
Number 7. An unfortunate Cosby cameo. Potent Potables is frequently listed among the categories, although it wouldn't be selected until the 40th anniversary special. After being built up for almost 20 years, Potent Potables delivered a hilariously uncomfortable punchline.
Let's hear what this celebrity has to say about his favorite cocktail.
Okay, now this Potent Potables is 1 pound Fram Jamma.
As part of the Video Daily Double, Kenan Thompson pops up as Bill Cosby, a role originally intended for Eddie Murphy until he turned it down. Cosby's presence is awkward enough, but the fact that he's making a cocktail takes the cringe to another level. Trebek quickly interrupts the video, saying that it was shot before Cosby's descent into infamy.
Oh, dear God, no, I'm very sorry. We filmed that in June.
The damage is done, however. What's worse, Trebek was the one who suggested Potent Potables, unintentionally setting himself up for humiliation.
That was bad, Trebek.
Trebek could use a drink after this, just not that one. Number 6. Ben Stiller as Tom Cruise. 2 years before portraying Tom Cruise's stunt double at the MTV Movie Awards, Ben Stiller channeled the man behind Ethan Hunt for Celebrity Jeopardy.
I'm feeling great, Alex. Who's this guy? I love this guy. This guy's great here with the crazy sounds. He's wonderful.
Stiller could be mistaken for Cruise's twin, from the way he raises his arms to the perpetual grin of pearly whites, to the laugh that's both infectious and kind of unsettling.
Mr. Sandler, why don't you pick instead?
Like the real Cruise, you're never sure if Stiller's caricature is going to hug you or snap at you. One second, he's as cool as Joel Goodson in Risky Business. The next, he's as intense as Daniel Kaffee in A Few Good Men.
No, you don't got it. Get it?
Stiller goes for it, and the results are uproarious. Cruise seems to take Stiller's impression in stride, although Les Grossman might not be as forgiving.
I will f you up!
Number 5. The dumbest categories. Celebrity Jeopardy could just as easily be called Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Then again, that wouldn't be giving 5th graders enough credit, as even a preschooler would find these categories insultingly simple.
State your name. In that category, all you need to do is state your name.
Yet, whether it's the alphabet, basic numbers, or noises that farm animals make, the most fundamental concepts elude these celebrities.
French Stewart, the sound a dog makes.
Who is John Cafferty in the Beaver Brown Band? Thank you very much. I'll take animal sounds for 800.
Trebek tries to dumb down the categories as much as possible. Sometimes the category will be bizarrely specific, like black comedians named Whoopi. Other times, the answer will practically be in the title, such as what color is green. Even when Trebek gift wraps points to the players with categories like don't do anything, they do everything wrong.
The answer is don't do anything. Don't ring your buzzer, just remain motionless and you all win. Mr. Osborne, you just lost.
We'll take famous Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's for 400 points. Number 4. Tom Hanks as himself. This sketch provides a platform for cast members and hosts to deliver their best celebrity impressions. If Tom Hanks proved anything with this surprise cameo, it's that nobody does a better impression of himself than himself.
You've managed to cast away quite a number of points.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making a pun on the title of your movie, Castaway.
I don't know what that is.
Hanks appears genuinely oblivious as he speaks into his pen as if it's a microphone, attempts to retrieve a pickle from a jar, and becomes trapped in a dry cleaning bag.
And Tom Hanks is caught in a dry cleaning bag.
In the vein of Forrest Gump, this version of Hanks isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but you can't help but root for him. Of course, we think Forrest would be able to answer some of these questions correctly. Hanks is committed to the end, even if it leaves him with a bump on his head.
You see, what happened was...
Okay, again, that's a pen, that's not a microphone. It's not a microphone.
Number 3. 2 Trebeks. Will Ferrell ended his run as an SNL cast member in May 2002. His final show as a series regular included a very special Celebrity Jeopardy! In lieu of a final Jeopardy, the actual Alex Trebek walks on stage to join his mustached doppelganger.
And what a ride it has been, from Burt Reynolds to Minnie Driver.
Even with the real deal present, Ferrell doesn't break character. He maintains a stone face, but Ferrell is evidently honored to be in the presence of the game show legend.
Those celebrities did not know the right answer to any of your questions.
No, they did not. They were very stupid.
It's a bittersweet way to say goodbye that's naturally interrupted by one of Connery's insults.
Well, 2 Trebeks. I feel like I'm in a Raisin Bran commercial. 2 scoops of fruit.
Back off, Connery. I don't have to take that from you.
While Ferrell would return for more Celebrity Jeopardy, this marked the only occasion that he shared the SNL stage with the late Trebek. Trebek himself loved Ferrell's impression, second only to Eugene Levy's.
No correct answers thus far. 2 weeks, nothing even remotely correct.
Number 2. Norm Macdonald as Burt Reynolds. Other than Hammond's Connery, no contestant dropped by Celebrity Jeopardy more times than Norm Macdonald's version of Burt Reynolds. Oh, sorry, we mean Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
That's right.
Jared Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Few could impersonate the Cannonball Run actor better than McDonald, from the constant gum chewing to the way he answers every question with such misguided confidence.
That was a funny dog, Scooby-Doo. He drove around a van and solved mysteries.
That is incorrect.
No, that's correct.
When he wasn't misreading the category titles, Reynolds was tormenting Trebek with his oversized foam cowboy hat.
Funny.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
I see that. Get back to your podium.
Take a look at that.
Some of our favorite appearances are the ones when Reynolds suddenly pops up as a contestant mid-game, much to Trebek's confusion and annoyance.
Burt Reynolds, where did you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
No, you haven't.
Sure I have, from before.
The last Celebrity Jeopardy to date concludes with Reynolds shoving his hat on Trebek's head. Whether or not Celebrity Jeopardy ever returns in some capacity, this was a fitting farewell for Reynolds and McDonald. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Tobey Maguire as Keanu Reeves. With great power, Kung Fu's great responsibility.
I know Kung Fu.
For the last time, no you don't.
Jim Carrey as Matthew McConaughey. A more than all right cameo.
Whether I get your question right or wrong, free will is an illusion. Life is a game that plays us.
David Duchovny as Jeff Goldblum. Before everyone on the internet was impersonating Goldblum.
Seeing as there are 7 different categories.
Kristen Wiig as Kathy Lee Gifford. We'll drink to that.
We don't have wine.
Okay, that's okay. I brought my own.
John Goodman as Marlon Brando. The humor.
This was John F. Kennedy's younger brother. Marlon Brando.
Teddy.
No.
Who is Teddy?
No.
What is Teddy?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Sean Connery trolls Trebek. The Montagues and Capulets. Batman and the Joker. Trebek and Connery. As far as we know, there was no ill will between the real Connery and Trebek, but SNL turned their dynamic into one of the great rivalries.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you, Trebek? What with your dago mustache and your greasy hair?
Where other contestants are dumber than 2x4s, Connery could probably win if he wanted. Yet he'd rather troll Trebek by making obscene comments about his mother and misreading the categories in insanely inappropriate ways.
Ursula Andress, Catherine Deneuve, and Charo Twice.
That's foreign flicks, Mr. Connery.
While Trebek always remains civil, you can tell he's screaming inside with every jab. Sometimes during Final Jeopardy, it appears Connery may throw Trebek a bone with a genuine correct answer. He immediately erases any goodwill with his wager, saving the most savage insult for last.
Let's see what you wagered. Suck it, Trebek.
It's just not Celebrity Jeopardy without them. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.